TRW, Avec, Infini, Regret 2 by Victis. Wars of Religion, 1562 to 1598. This is the Battle of Ivry, 1590. Again, the AIR system. I just think one of the best around that I've seen, that I've come across. Terrain. In this battle, we're not talking about much. All the roads here, tracks, paths, what do you want to call them? It does give you in the, well, as a matter of fact, I'll show you. The scenario-specific rules or special rules, terrain, the roads and paths, as well as the few scattered trees illustrated in hexes. In these 3 hexes have no effect on the game. So that is referring to these are decorative, and these are decorative. The roads are decorative, paths are decorative. These field-looking things, I'm assuming actually that they are. I'm assuming they're garden terrain, which is functionally the same in game terms as clear terrain. So again, so by scenario special rule, these and the roads, tracks, paths have no effect. And by the terrain effects table, I'm reading these terrain features as being in effect negligible. But we do have the woods. We got the woods here and here. And I guess we also have the town, although they're off to the side. Not sure they're going to pay much, or not sure they're going to figure much. There's village. Blocking terrain for line of sight. Woods. 2 movement points. A cavalry unit loses a morale level. No charge bonus. A unit in this type of hex inflicts a -1 DRM for fire on his opponent. That's interesting wording. Obviously, this is a native French language game. So let's talk about terrain and morale levels. So again, terrain doesn't figure significantly in this battle, and it is not really overriding in the system as a whole. Terrain, there's not much here other than the terrain effects chart there. Normal stuff, terrain, yeah, so these are, okay, cost and effects are just, cost and effects are merged into one. So 1 MP, nothing following, plus 1 MP with some details, plus 1 MP, etc., etc. When a double unit, okay, the game does have double units, like this one and this one. We've got a few there and a few there. So we do have double units. So when a double unit moves and enters 2 hexes of different terrain elevation, it uses the higher cost of the 2 for movement and decline in status. Okay, decline or worsening of status. Okay, if 1/2 of the unit receives a decline in status because of terrain, the entire unit suffers the effects. Let's see, if unit must retreat but cannot because of stacking limits or terrain, it must take a morale test. If it passes, nothing occurs and it remains in place. If it fails, it is downgraded 1 status. We'll get to morale status. And morale statuses is also another thing, important idea in this design. Okay. Line of sight, we do have blocking terrain, it's all very obvious. That's interesting. But I won't talk about it. Let's have a line of sight. If 2 units are at different level, we don't have we do not have any terrain elevation differences here. Yeah, no, we don't. But the way it's worded in this design is if the two units are at different levels, the line of sight is blocked if it passes through a hex with a level greater than or equal to the unit with the higher level, or if the hex adjacent to the lower level unit along the line of sight contains a blocking terrain element type at the same level as the lower level unit. Okay. I like the way it's worded in this design, but I won't worry about it now because we're not going to have examples here. All right. Units. In this game, blocking units are friendly or enemy block, except commanders and artillery. There is, all right, so there could be die roll modifiers for fire combat. Where's an example? Well, let's talk about, since we have woods in this game. So to repeat, as I said earlier, a unit in this type of hex, so in a woods hex, inflicts a -1 DRM for fire on his opponent. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Sorry, that was a rabbit hole. Okay. Charge bonus. I think we could have cavalry charges in this game because. Because we have G-type units, oh, I guess I should talk about unit types as well. Yeah, that is important. Yeah, we'll get to that. Okay. Let's see. Let's talk about. Okay, I don't think that's gonna be any more. So morale levels. And this, of course, is very key. Oh my. All right. Okay. Morale values. Oh, that's obviously important. And it should be yeah, the most important value really on the unit is it is the boxed, you could almost call it a highlighted value. So the value for this infantry unit, the 7 in the colored box. Talked about this before. The colored box is to identify formation, but the number 7 in there is the unit's morale. Very, very, very important in game terms. Okay. Stacking and retreat. Okay, right. Morale tests. Okay, you'll take a morale. You may take a morale test as a result of fire. Pursuit. Interesting. So before the advance, after and if the result of the melee indicates pursuit, we're referring to here. So there it is. So the game uses a Wow. Well, it uses a D10 with 0 as 0, not 10, to get the result for the attacker and defender with die roll modifiers. So pursuit is indicated there. So there's no key other than that. But yeah, we have pursuit, 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 pursuit. So both attacker and defender can get pursuit. Each victorious cavalry unit must test its morale. There are lots of morale tests, basically. All right, here we go. I took too long to get to it. So morale and status of units. That's what I thought of. All right, I'm meandering a bit here. Units have a morale value indicated on the counter, and that's what we talked about. So again, here's our. I'll just use this as an example throughout. So. Example, so the unit has a morale value in the lower left, and it has 4 status levels, 5 for double units. Actually, I will talk about that as well. So I'm going to use this double unit as well for my example. From strongest to weakest order, they are normal. This is just normal. Front side, no marker. Disordered, in great disorder for double units only, shaken and broken. Exception, artillery has only 1 status level, normal. All right. Morale test. A unit may be required to test its morale after fire or movement. To test morale, okay, so here's my example here. He has a morale of 7. You're going to roll. Rolls a 5. Roll 1d10 if the result, possibly modified by the command value of the commander stacked with the unit, and in the case of fire, the difference resulting from the fire roll is less than or equal to the morale value of the unit test, or the test is successful. So we rolled 5, which is less than or equal to 7, not modified, is a success. If the test fails, the unit is reduced 1 level. Okay. Exception, artillery is directly eliminated. A broken unit that fails is eliminated. That means you're already at the bottom level of morale. A unit can never, I guess this is important. A unit can never become broken because of the terrain or an attempt to change facing. It can never become broken, which again is the last level. Okay. Okay, effects of a unit status. Normal, initial values as printed, like this. Disordered, I'm going to flip it over. Yep, and the movement is halved. All right, so here's good order, or normal order. When it gets disordered, you flip it over. Its movement was halved. And you get the modified values on the back, right? So it goes from 4 halved to 2, -1 for morale, and it's already shown, right? Morale is 7, become disordered, it's -1, so now it's 6. +1 for the fire, that's the number above the morale, the 6 in the yellow background, so it goes from 5 up to 6, and that's it. Okay, so this is the back of the counter is disordered. Then we have for double units like this, double units only. So we flip them over, they're disordered. It's the back side, exact same idea. And for these guys only, they have grand disorder, which is another level, although it has no effects. It's just another level you have to work through. So grand disorder. Yeah, okay. And then we go to shaken. Shaken is this one. So movement equals 0, right there, movement 0. Fire is +2, morale is fire is +2, morale is -2, and the unit can only fire defensively. Finally, you flip the marker over and you have broken. Route movement only. That's basically route there. Route movement only. Cannot fire. That's why the fire tier. Fire is 0 and morale is -5. Yeah. All right. So very important modifiers apply to the values on the front. Yeah, of the counter. That was not. Yeah. Anyways, I won't talk about history of that there, but the modifiers apply to the front. So, for example, if the unit is shaken, the -2 morale is -2 to the front, or sorry, -2 to the front 8, not -2 to the 7 on the back. I'm not sure I would have done it that way, but that's the way it's done. Yeah, recto of the unit is the front, or the initial values or initial printed values. So modifiers apply to the values on the front of the counter, normal status. Yep. So I'm not sure I would have done things that way. Yeah. All right. So if a unit reaches the broken level, it must immediately retreat 2 hexes when then change face to orient itself toward its edge of the map. If it cannot retreat, follow. Okay. If an out of command unit is downgraded to a shaken or broken status, it automatically follows a rally order. Place the appropriate marker order if necessary. Yeah, so yeah, right. Okay, so you have a unit here. It is out of command. It's out of command. And then it's then let's say it's shaken. Yeah, so it's shaken, it's out of command. So it would, I believe they're saying it would immediately follow a rally order. So I take a rally order marker and place it on it. There, like that. And then we do have rally. Importantly, rally. A unit that attempts to rally can win back a morale level by being stacked with its wing commander, automatic rally, or by passing a morale test. A unit can attempt to be rallied even when adjacent to an enemy unit, but this provokes enemy reaction fire. All right, L units, okay. I think I will talk quickly about unit types, very, very important to the game. So basically in the game, unit type is indicated, and again is very important. I will give probably the most important aspect, but cavalry types. So just use this example. Obviously, if the picture shown is a mounted figure, it is cavalry, but then its specific type is a letter code. And I believe it's always a letter code. So this letter code is A. for arquebusiers. So this unit, or these types of units, are composed of 200 to 300 men equipped with arquebusiers or carbines, lightly armored. All right, so that would, again, the most important effect is the game does use an interactions and modifiers table for unit type. So if the attacker is an A-type unit, like the one we just looked at, and it's attacking, let's say, an R-type unit, come over here, the modifier is -1. Defender, R-type, cross-index with the attacker, A-type, -1. And you use that modifier in your melee. So, example, here's an R-type unit. So in the League Army, we have a mounted unit like this. Its type is R up there. So R are Reiters. These types of units are composed of 200 to 300 men, soldiers armed with pistols and armor. Other than that, we have for cavalry, we have gendarmes, units composed of about 200 men each, equipped with lances and armored. We actually have, there we go, gendarmes, cavalry, gendarmes, the G up there, and it starts the battle with a lance marker placed with it. So all these lance markers over, these are all League Army gendarmes. Okay, then we have C for cuirassiers, like this one right here. So unit code C, there, mounted unit, unit type C. So again, we have fire capability is the 7, morale is 8, movement is 8. These little dots only apply or only refer to this unit being used in this battle. It's only a reference. You have no dot, 1 dot, or 2 dots, just to tell you which battle the unit goes to, which battle the counter is used for. So for the Battle of Ivry, you're told in the scenario description to use all the double dot units, that's all. You don't use it again after you've set up the battle. And then you have E, Stradiots, or Stradiotai, units, 200 to 300 soldiers armed with light lances, without armor and on light horses. I didn't see any E-type units when I was setting up. I didn't see any. I don't think there are any in this battle. And then for infantry, we have Swiss infantry. Let's see if we have any. Yep, yes we do. So this big double unit is an S-type unit. S up there. So double unit, Swiss type infantry, 600 men, 90% pikemen, and 10% musketeers. So it still has a fire capability, the 8 right there, and also shows your musketeer on the picture, which I like as well. We've got L for Germans, Landsknechts, 600 men, 70 to 80% pikemen, 20 to 30% musketeers. I don't see any of those in this battle. T, soldiers adopting a Spanish-style formation, or tercio, 600 men, 40% pikemen, 60% arquebusiers. Again, I don't see any tercios. No. F, legions or old French groups, 500 to 600 men, 40 to 50% pikemen, 50 to 60% musketeers, arquebusiers. We do have those, like this. So F for legions or old French. It's the F. Great looking counter. Just great looking counter. You got the little side watermark in the background. Again, you have the firearm soldier and the pikeman figure. Great stuff. M for militia, 500 to 600 men, all musketeers or arquebusiers, and B, British brigades, 40 to 50% pikemen, 50 to 60% arquebusiers. Okay, so what do these things mean? You have so these units, the type symbol has the colored shape behind it, the little shield. You have a red shield behind the S there and a gold shield behind the R there. B, T, S, L, and R type units display a shield as a reminder of their special rules, hereditary enemies, and allied disengagements. Yeah, we'll talk about those when they happen, but they're reminders. They're reminders of special rules that you could easily forget about. But again, hereditary enemies, that's one rule, and allied disengagement, that's another rule. And those rules are triggered sometimes relative to those unit types. And again, you have a little shield to remind you, a shield symbol there on the front of the counters to help remind you of that.